Good morning and welcome to the Colli Euganei. In today's video, we're going to be showing you a place that's not far from Vicenza that has really beautiful views, lots of places to explore outside, and that's what we're doing on this perfect Sunday morning, is just getting to know more of the local areas here. So we actually showed up last night for sunset here. We parked at the panoramic parking lot, and then we came down here right to this spot to look at these hills as the sun went down, and it was incredibly beautiful. Unfortunately, it was a little bit later for me to get the drone up because of an app update that I didn't know needed to happen. But regardless, it was incredibly beautiful, the perfect setting for a sunset, and then we actually spent the night in our camper van just up in the parking lot.
I'm getting affected by the allergies. But this was actually the spot where I watched my sunset for the last time in my 20s. So I just turned 30
this morning.
Today. So happy 30th to me. Actually, my whole family sang to me in Italian and English already. They made a cake. They surprised me when we got home.
Mommy, cookie. Yeah!
They've just been so supportive and so kind and made me feel so loved. But I wrote myself a little letter, and it's just been really nice to reflect back on our 20s. We did a lot, we've changed a lot, and to be here in Italy with our family, surrounded by friends and a wonderful community, just is so amazing. Dear 20s, you were everything. Exciting, exhilarating, hard, brave, beautiful, confusing, stretching, breaking, and rebuilding. Incredibly transformative. You were the decade I began married to my first and only love, still young, navigating life as a full-time student while balancing a part-time job. I was building a life and doing everything I believed I was meant to do. Spiritually, I was following a path that once felt certain and purposeful before I understood how much it would eventually change. Truly, I built things I never could have imagined at the start. Taking our first spontaneous international trip to Belize with Tanner, starting a nonprofit at 22, becoming a college graduate,
My lips!
Oh no! And backpacking around the world with my best friend. Then at 23, I stepped into motherhood. Life took on an entirely new meaning. Deeper, fuller, more purposeful than anything I had known before. One that has stayed with me ever since. At 24, I bought my first home, with 2 more to follow in my late 20s. I survived a pandemic, and in the middle of it, we did something even bigger. We moved abroad, building a life far beyond anything I once knew, expanding my world in ways I never could have imagined. We fell in love with Germany, and with exploring new places, I've been to 47. You were the decade where I found the courage to really question things. Little by little in Germany, I slowly stopped following the path I was told to take, where I learned that belonging to myself matters more than belonging anywhere else. And then I grew again, becoming a mom of 2 at 26, experiencing one of the most spiritual moments of my life in the quiet of our home in a small German village, Noah's home birth. We moved again, yes, many call it crazy, this time to Japan. We experienced struggle there, the kind that isn't always visible but reshapes you from the inside out. We lived in a completely different world, surrounded by different beliefs, different gods, different ways of worship. Things didn't just look different, they felt different. And somewhere in all of it, the very real humidity, the discomfort, the growth, we realized that every move, every country, every experience abroad has been leading us to this moment. In Japan at 28, Tanner and I let go of what we once held as truth. It was a disorienting, lonely, scary journey, and it was incredibly brave in ways no one else could fully see. It was freeing. At 28, I learned how to trust my own voice, even when it trembled. And now here we are, in Italy, surrounded by beautiful, meaningful people. People who have heard and even seen... Are we in Italy? Yeah. People who have heard and even seen a bit of the evolution and still loved me through it all. Exo Tanner. Parentheses. Our days in Italy have been filled with intentional moments. I'm learning how to rebuild a life not based on expectations, but based on a belief that life can expand far beyond what I once imagined. I mean, girl, you can wear tank tops and tube tops now. I've been spending time in nature with my beautiful family, climbing mountains and hills, chasing sunsets, eating gelato, doing cold plunges, experiencing something that feels like God and also feels like me. Like maybe it's not a distant figure, but a power woven into me. I don't exactly know, honestly, but that's okay. I don't need all the answers anymore. I just want to feel it in a full volume experience. So thank you, 20s, for the risks and all the hard work you put in, for the breaking and rebuilding, for the courage to change. Thank you for getting me here. I'm really happy here. Ciao, 30s. Good morning. Buongiorno.
Time to get up.
Time to start another day. Anyone get it? Yep.
Yeah,
I did the Willa.
Oh, darn you, clock.
I did the Willa.
You want to go up on the top?
Yeah.
How do we get there?
Over there?
Oh, look closer.
There's a castle over there.
It's just so beautiful, and this region is really quite unexpected to us. I feel like it's not an area that's super well known with the American community, and I don't even know if a lot of Italians have recommended it to us. But nonetheless, I know that there are a lot of people that come out to this area because the restaurants along the way were packed, and some of them have some amazing views. So it's a place that Tanner and I already are trying to plan for to come back to, and yeah, we're just going to keep exploring and take you guys along with us. It's got like foam on it. So this area is reminding me what I expect sunsets in Tuscany kind of look like, with like some of the rolling hills. Maybe it's a little more green than Tuscany, or at least some parts of Tuscany in the summer, I'm not sure. But even along over here, there's like some of those really tall like trees that are very like well known for in Tuscany. With the sunset, it was just stunning. So if you've experienced a sunset in Tuscany, some of those like iconic places, let us know if this is similar. So Tanner wants to do.
I do. It would be really fun to go and do tons of trail runners this morning, hikers, and lots of cyclists, or mountain bikers, I should say.
Buongiorno.
11 kilometers. We're not going to go 11 kilometers.
No, we're not going to go 11 kilometers.
But this whole way takes us 11 kilometers. Is dog bleeding?
No, it's just getting it. We'll clean it up. Let me see. See, now look at it. Oh, it's looking better with the water on it.
This would be such a beautiful sunset place.
Arquà, Petrarca.
Mama, I will hold it.
Vineyards.
Daddy!
Well, we've driven from our first camping spot and then we made it all the way up here to the other side of the hills, where last night we noticed there was a church in the middle of these two hills, and we drove over to it now. So this is what we're getting the view of over here in Calaone, very small, like one street, tiny village, but it has a really beautiful church there, and then it has an incredible view. Yes, Willa, very incredible views.
And what else did you play at?
At the playground.
And we did, yeah, we found a playground here as we were walking just to explore the one street. We parked at the church and then we came down here, and this is where we are, is now at the park, which has a really beautiful view looking over some vineyards, several of the rolling hills here in the region, and the road that we came up was packed with hikers and bikers. Of course, it's like a beautiful weekend, so of course everyone's going to be getting out, but there were more cyclists than I think that we were expecting. So it's definitely a popular area for good reason.
Say it again.
Arquà Petrarca.
Nice.
Well, we've managed to come down from the parking down into this beautiful little mini piazza of sorts. This is Arquà Petrarca, and it happens to be one of the most beautiful towns in Italy according to Wikipedia and the town's website. But one thing we did read is that they are well known for these little date-looking things, and this is called a jujube, I think. It's similar to a date. I think it's also called like the Chinese date. And we heard that they make some sort of like liquor or alcohol out of these. So kind of interesting that we found one within the first like minute of walking from the parking lot. At least looks very close to what it looked online. But regardless, this is a picturesque little town. They have medieval events during certain times of the year. They have olive orchards and vineyards all over in this area. So they also have times of the year where they have little festivals like that.
Beautiful that eatery is. We made it up 112 steps to be exact to this war memorial. So along the way you can look down on the other side of the valley, which is awesome. There's actually another parking lot that's a bit lower than this town that you can choose to park there if you want, and then walk up. Our kids kind of were pushing through that 112 steps, but we did it, and it looks like we're at the highest point. So we're gonna head down and just continue exploring this picturesque little town. I've been driving this weekend, 30 and able. Just kidding. I like when Tanner drives. But I drove us back up onto the mountain, it seems. We were kind of going down and up a lot this trip. But we have made it to a little food truck that has... Yeah, Il Bestio Prodotti. But they're panini sandwiches, they have high ratings, and I just love the setting. It's literally just this little cute food truck on the corner of like where an intersection where 3 different roads connect, and they have little benches with a little seated area. Noah's passed out in her car seat, so we're gonna get a sandwich and I think head home. Thanks, babe. You went and got it. Ooh. It's hot. It's been panini pressed. Nice thing of cheese.
So it's Alpine cheese and
Ooh, yummy.
some nice pancetta, freshly sliced.
Pancetta. Yummy.
Crunchy. that nice?
Simple ingredients, but a great flavor. I love the simplicity of it. Like some meat, some cheese, some bread. Voila. So it's been an amazing trip. Fun little birthday getaway. Not too far away from Vicenza, and it would honestly be a perfect day trip. But we just wanted to showcase some kind of unique things to do. We're discovering new places, and we're taking you with us as we do that. So thanks for being along for the ride.